right, hello people. Hello, and thank you very much for joining me. Episode 16 of the Finish Line 2020. We're halfway through. We're going to be ending it at either 32 or 33. I can't remember, but I did the math on paper and scheduled scheduled all of the streams all the way up to December 31st. Actually, December 30th is going to be our last one. What's that? Hello, Joe. Thanks very much for joining us. Getting cold in New Hampshire, heading back to Texas next week. I'm curious to know why you're in New Hampshire. I mean, I know that you guys used to live in Connecticut before you moved to New York, but all right. I just forgot what. Okay, there we go. Well, thanks again for joining me today. Let me know that you're out there. Let me know where you're coming from. All right, we'll get you started with Wind Song tonight. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stares. If the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside you try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me, and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, so breathe it in. And so we begin in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. Breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me. Let it run free. There is no shame. Feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. Makes you feel alive. Feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine. Now just let it flow from your depths into mine. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in. And so we begin in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom. Breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dance, into the soundtrack of your life. So you know, if the tension ever grows, come back here to find me, and let the wind blow. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in. And so we begin in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom. Breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. All right. Well, I just had a bit of a technical issue pull up. Let me just make sure it's not anything serious. Looks like I'm going without monitors this time around. It's okay, not the first time it's happened to me. But, alright, keep the show rolling along, then we'll get to today's question, which is, what is the pre-COVID activity that you miss doing the most? I asked this on Facebook yesterday, and I got a couple of good responses that I'm more than willing to talk about. Oh, suddenly it's working. Do I know peace, love, and understanding? I do not. You're talking about what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding. Unfortunately, I don't. I know a couple of people who have versions of it, but sadly, I don't have one of my own. All right, so what we're going to do now is Chasing Her Dream. Takes her post at the supermarket, where she's been working since her high school years. Time goes slowly as the patrons come and go by. The constant tone bringing in her of her childhood. After she closes the store, she lies awake with her wings tucked into her blanket, wondering if there's more. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream, heaven only knows to what it will lead. She's chasing her dream. She's chasing her dream. She packs her bags and she takes off running. Her goal is the California sun. She meets up with some old friends who have somehow ended up there too. They all know what she had done. Late at night she takes her little Jackie by the hand. He says she'll be okay. She can't see past the smirk that is her own reflection. She drowns her pain away. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream, heaven only knows to what it will lead. Oh, his eye is on her, she spins around, but he doesn't stop her as she lays her weary soul down. She lays her weary soul down. In the coolness of a Texas winter, her face holds a mortal stare. She always said she would find herself or die trying. No, no, but it doesn't end. night as the rain pounds on my window under the city lights. A little bird spreads her wings for the first time. A sparrow takes her flight. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream. Heaven only knows to what it will lead. She's chasing her dream. Chasing her dream. She's chasing her dream. All right, well, thanks again. All right. We'll do one more song, then we'll get to the question responses. Once again, in case you just joined us, the question of the day is, what is the pre-COVID activity that you miss doing the most? We'll get to some of those responses after I play this tune. This is called Think of Me. Run and play and spend our hours together with no one else around but me and you. But I still see your silhouette beneath the fog of the window of the quarterback's car. My broken heart could only watch as he took you and branded you your first lover's scar. Now it's all these years later and the quarterback's long gone. I'm still alone in this little house, but I'm singing our old song. Do you ever think of all the times we look up at the stars, or our evenings at Cafe Watershed? Do you remember when we used to race out to the willow tree, or the endless nights just talking on your bed? Our youth and our simplicity. Do you ever think of me? When he came along, he swept me off my feet. I should have known the trouble he would lead me in. We would talk for a little while, then he'd just sit back and smile. Sweet talker's words can crawl under my skin. Then one night I let it happen. I had known what I had done. Behind your back, right in front of you, it couldn't last too long. Do you ever think of all the times we look up at the stars, or our evenings at Cafe Watershed? Do you remember Thanks again. Thanks very much for joining in tonight. I want to give you a little piece of behind the scenes a look on how things usually go for these live streams, but they are not going that way tonight. This little thing I have hanging right here, this usually goes in my ear here. I use in-ear monitors so that I can hear myself when I'm doing this kind of stuff live for the live streams. I also do these for my in-person live shows as well. But tonight, the little device here is not working properly. It's going in and out on me, and I think it's starting to run out of battery. And the little earphones here, they basically double as headphones as well as when I'm listening to music and stuff. It goes into this little receiver here, which is wired up to my sound system that I have here. And if you can see this, I can't get it close enough, but this little light here is supposed to be green, and it's not. It's amber right now, which means that it's getting low on battery, and it actually has gone dead on me a couple times tonight. So I'm working without that tonight for the rest of the show. Let me know if you can see and hear everything properly, because my streaming monitor here that I'm checking online is showing absolutely nothing, even though the actual software is showing that everything is working perfectly fine. So let me know if that is the case, and I have nothing really to be worried about. But I'll go through some of the responses that I had for this week's question, which, in case you just joined us, was what is the pre-COVID activity you miss doing the most? I have a couple friends on Facebook who responded. There was one person just made it as broad as possible. Dolores said, making plans of any kind, which I guess is definitely true. Of course, I have had a few planned things get here. Dylan James Little said gigging, which I can certainly relate to. I have done gigs over the summer to like an outdoor and socially distant audience, but there are, of course, issues with that as well, especially now as A, we start going indoors again, and B, COVID cases start to rise again, which is happening now. Let's see, so I'm kind of in limbo of what to do for the next couple months other than live streaming. Other responses, my friend Susan High said music concerts and festivals, which of course is a big one if you're a musician or a music lover. And Roxy Geller said going to see a movie, which I can somewhat relate to. I'm not a huge movie buff by any stretch of the imagination, but there is that part of me. I did go to see a movie that once in a while I would do so. Oh, Mrs. D is here tonight. So glad to see you too. Great to hear you. Everything fine here, although you could speak up. I'll tell you what, I'll turn up the volume a tad on here so that you can hear everything a little bit better. That should do it a little bit better, hopefully. I don't know how different that will be. I might turn it up a little bit more because it really should be up higher. But once we get back to the music, you'll be able to hear a little bit better. Hopefully it won't peak or anything. Somebody, my mother is on the chat. She said, I miss two things the most, going to concerts and hugging people. Well, I'm not that much of a social person, of course, so I can't relate to the hugging people thing, but going to concerts definitely is one. I was set to go to several shows several shows this year. I'm pretty sure I would have been able to see Ellis Paul at least 4 times by now. I only got to see him once, and that was right before the lockdown started happening. I was supposed to see Richard Shindell and Lucy Kaplansky. It's Richard Shindell's last tour before he semi-retires from doing that, and these shows that he was scheduled to do, he was scheduled to end at around May. They keep getting pushed back now, and a part of me worries if he's ever going to kind of come back. Richard Shindell is one of my idols, by the way. He's one of my biggest inspirations for the guitar and for singing, as well as songwriting as well, even though I'm more of an Ellis Paul type songwriter. But not having him around in the music circuit, he's gonna be pretty well missed. He lives in Argentina, by the way. He lives in Buenos Aires, and I guess he can't really do the traveling thing anymore. Can't do the flight. He always said he had a fear of flying, but he was able to do the driving part perfectly fine. He said he loved it, but he can't do it anymore. So I'm missing that tonight. I was supposed to see Red Molly perform in New Jersey right around now. Red Molly are some more friends of mine who are very big in the folk circuit. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, a lot more stuff that could definitely be accounted for, and I'll go into a few more of those as time goes on. During tonight's show. If there are any more responses, I will be calling out for more. But for now, we're going to continue on with the music. This next song is called Ember. Can't sleep tonight. There's 1,000 fireflies. Tomorrow fears it might. Glowing yellow stain my eyes. It occurs to me, more so than I wish to say, the pain of which I sing, built up longer than today. Turn for more. With my inner strife on this filter system too, I can't live my life All right, thanks again. Moving right along here with the show. This next song I haven't played in a little while. But it is a favorite that I've written. It's a story song. This is called The Hero. Fire bright, blood is boiling high after yet another fight about something she said. Her love knows as his fears grow, and her tension shows. She goes where she's led, away from home and city light, out to where the moon's the only thing that shines so bright. Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her from the pain that overtakes her? His eyes take her by surprise. The hero's strength and pride, his stride and his dance. Her breath slows, she falls as the hero goes. He smiles and says hello with a moment's glance. Forget the trouble in her home, a tap on his shoulder as the evening takes its toll. Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her from the pain that overtakes her? 3 in the morning, lying on the hero's bed, she lies awake and guilt is raging on. Her lie won't stand the test of her love's knowing head, and he's gone. Her love is gone. Lonely, restless and longing, it turns out the hero was a villain in disguise. He turns onto another girl. She looks to her broken world, and tears fill her eyes. It wasn't worth it, now she knows. Now she'd take it all back to bring her love back home. Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her? Can a hero save her from the pain that overtakes her? right. Thanks again. Thanks again for joining us today. We got a lot of comments during that one. Oh, my friend James Lee Baker is here. How you doing, James? Good to hear from you again, man. Great to see you guys. Thanks very much, Maria. Thanks very much as well. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And once again, if any of you guys have any other responses to our question of the day, that being what is the pre-COVID activity that you miss doing the most, please feel free to let me know. I'll do one more song, then I'll tell you mine. Good to see you're doing well, James. I'm guessing your answer is going to be Ellis Paul's Songwriters Retreat. That's one of mine as well. I did miss us getting all together for the week for Labor Day weekend, but we had the Zoom call, which is the next best thing, I guess. I'm going to do one more, then I'm going to switch guitars up and finish up the set with my other guitar. And I'll do this one. This is a song that is not yet recorded. It's going to go hopefully on the next record, which will be out sometime next year. Yep, that and a bottle of wine. That is a good point. Well, I'm not a drinker, so I can't relate to that part, but I definitely can feel you there. So anyway, this song is called Build This City. Patterson on the bread box line, he's lost his home on his own dime. She rules the bright light serenade with a child at her promenade. A theater man in the tightest jeans, a husband sick in bed asleep. From the ashes of pain and pity, come together, let's build this city. Innocence with charcoal skin, his brother shot by a blue man's tin. A mother trapped in a textile mill risks her hand for her mouth to fill. Concrete towers proud and tall, how many iron workers fall. From the ashes of pain and pity, come together, let's build this city. Tongue, and the murderer is free to run. The gambler hits the slope in stride, climbing up to the money's high. The working man is a beggar's kiss. God knows we are better than this. So from the ashes of pain and together, let's build this city. Come together, let's build this city. Come together, let's build this city. Come together, let's build this city. All right. thanks again. And speaking of cities, I might as well give you my answer to the question, what is the pre-COVID activity that you miss doing the most? And that would be being in New York City. I live not too far out from the city. And before all this started, I would travel there on a semi-regular basis, usually either to play a show or to see a show. Usually see a show. I don't have a huge audience in New York City. I'm mostly contained to my local area here. But I miss that. I miss being able to take a train into New York City to either perform or see a performance. I miss hanging out in Washington Square Park to see the buskers. There are usually a lot of them there, and they are very, 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 very common. They're very, very talented too. And I miss a New York slice. If you know me personally, you know that I love pizza, and I always have. And I always thoroughly enjoy going into New York City to get a slice of pizza. Like, it's not usually the only reason. It's just a perk of the trip, you know. But I think that and the aforementioned songwriters retreat that James and I go to, that would be my answer to that question. And some others have responded as well. But Maria, somebody used to work with my dad. Okay, but she hasn't seen me since I was a toddler, so how would I know that? It happens sometimes. I'm not the best with names of people I sort of know. I was the last stream that I did, which was on Monday. I was on the YouTube chat. There was a guy named Robert who was chatting with me on there. And it turns out it's somebody that my mom works closely with, or at least used to. I don't know. But I get that kind of thing has happened quite a bit before. But you know, I wouldn't blame you if the last time I saw you was like, you know, a year ago or something like that. Let's see, Mrs. D said going to the movies is the activity that she missed. So I touched on that a little bit previously. I'm not a huge movie buff. My dad is more than me, but my dad was never a movie guy, well, never like a going to the movies guy either. He prefers, you know, HBO and, you know, a little bit of Netflix, you know, Showtime, stuff like that, stuff that you can watch on TV. As opposed to going into the theater. Last movie that I saw in theaters was actually with my mother. We went to see Western Stars, which was the Bruce Springsteen, the concert movie that Bruce Springsteen did off his formerly latest album, the album he did before Letter to You, which just came out. But regardless, you know, it would have been nice to, you know, to check Fandango once in a while and see if there was something that I thought was worth seeing. But haven't been able to do that in a long time. Yeah, because your dad doesn't go to the theater. Exactly. The only time he really does, my dad works. I forget the name of like my dad's title, but he works as like as a mentor for special needs adults. He specifically works with two, and one of them loves, you know, going to the movies. So every once in a while he'll go out with him, but I'm guessing that hasn't happened in quite a while. Keep the music going now. Now that we've gone through all the answers for the stuff, and I'm gonna do another new song for you. That's hopefully gonna go on the next record. This song is called Uptown Shell. This is another song that was born out of my formerly frequent trips to New York City. This song is from the point of view of a homeless man on the streets. All right, here we go. Towers and streets, they never spare a passing glance at a cold, mangled-bodied, threadbare rags. Calloused hands, hefty bags under bloodshot eyes. Concrete rest, the sidewalk's my bed tonight, so be polite. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell, everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their days, and the birds of the air have nests, but there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. Day after day, held by the poison in my hand, stumbling through, hold down a job as long as I can. The choices I made leave me searching for reason and rhyme. Where it went wrong, I wonder as I bide my time. It's all that's mine. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell, everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their days, and the birds of the air have nests, but there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. Though I'm drunk and I can't pay, I still have hope it can be better someday. Buildings shine in the heat of the sun. If you survive the day, you have won. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell, everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their dens, and the birds of the air have nests, but there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. No place for an uptown shell. All right. Thanks again. The next song is going to be off of my previous record, a little EP called Breathe, a little acoustic EP that I did back in 2018. When is the next record? Well, first of all, hi, Laura. Good to hear from you. We were talking with Joe a little while ago. But the next record, sometime next year. I'm not entirely sure when. I know that I don't want to take too long on it, just because, if I do, it ends up being, way too produced and everything, and I understand where that comes from. Oh, bye, Maria. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. But I have deadlines for when I want the songs to be finished. The two songs that I just played for you, they're for the most part finished. I might do like a couple of touch-ups before the end of the year. I want to have all the songs written before the end of the year. But my estimate for when a new record will come out, I would have to guess either summer or fall of next year. But I don't know for certain. I don't know what I'm going to do about production. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go into a studio. I might have to do it completely self-contained here, depending on what the situation is with COVID in the future. But I am prepared to work it all out in this studio and just see what happens. And there are several avenues that I can potentially take, but nothing definite yet. But if I had to make an estimate, I would say summer or fall. But moving on with the music, this is a song off the previous record. This is called Baltimore. Shows you an illusion. There's a darker side of town. I tremble at the thought of being next in line as the higher powers pound. The lucky ones sweat out the city jail. Others blaze a rosewood, brown and blood red trail. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. Skids through these poor man's streets. We just let them have their fun. His hands are tied, his body's loose against this floor and walls. That'll teach him not to run. Head to Great Bar and he's gone. Skies turn to gray as his soul passes on. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. These martyrs leave their sidewalks wounded and stained. It's up to us to summon down cleansing rain. The names are stapled to our chests. We won't stop till they can rest. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Baltimore, All right, well, thanks again. I have 4 more songs planned for you tonight, and thanks again for tuning in with me tonight. What did Laura say? Scott Carmichael is the studio too. Oh yeah, that's always a possibility to see about other friends who are willing to work with me on the record and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know, Scott Carmichael is a mutual friend of ours, a very talented musician. And I haven't seen him in a while either. But yeah, I know he does really good work as well. Again, I'll see how everything with COVID-19 plays out over the next couple of months, and if everything goes smoothly over the next couple months, by the time I'm ready to go into the studio, I will definitely consider Scott, and as well as some other. I have some other friends who also do a lot of work as well. But I'll see. I'll see what we're willing to do. But until then, I'm still writing the songs and still planning out what I'd like this record to be, you know. So we'll see what happens. He loves you too. He's told me that a million times. Let me tune this thing up, because I don't know what string it is, but something's like driving me nuts. Anyway, the next song is Fixin' for a Broken Heart. Jeez, this thing's way out. This song is available as a single on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you get your music from. It's not on any record, sadly. Alright, that's better. So we can start off with this one now. You're fixing for a broken heart. Broken promises will crumble into dust. I can see that he lights your spark, but you're fixing for a broken heart. Walking down the street, bent see that he lights your spark, but you're fixing for a broken heart. You're sailing towards a perfect storm, the kind of wind that will blow your dreams away. Empty words sound nice for a start, but you're fixing for a broken heart. Yeah, you're fixing for a broken heart. Come on, let me fix your broken heart. All right. All right, so this next song is a song off my first record that I haven't played in a really long time. But I always, thoroughly enjoy it when I do play this tune. It's one of those songs that I wrote. It's not the best song I've ever written. It's nowhere near, I don't think. But it just gets kind of a real intense emotional output from me whenever I do perform this song. It's not autobiographical, this song. But there is some truth to it. The song is called Let Me In. You're a loner. You set yourself apart from the world and locked yourself away. Ever since you took away your life, your girl, in solitude you stay. He moved out and she followed not too far behind, shattering your heart. I saw it all from a distance. I hope you don't mind, but she was wrong from the start. I love you, I need you, and I think you need me too. Let me in, and I will set you free. I can show you set you free. I can show you what love's supposed to be. No more tricks, no more games. I'll be yours and I won't forget your name. Just let me in and I will set you free. I can show you what love's supposed to be. No more tricks, no more games. I'll be yours and I won't forget your name. Just let me in. Just let me in. Let me in. Let me in. I'm yours and I won't forget your name. Just let me in. All right, thanks again. Yeah, that's one of those songs that I've written that never fails to get an emotional response, whether it's from me or from the audience. It always does. Even though I'm not incredibly proud of the some of the phrasing that I use in there, some of the musical orchestrations that I did, I feel like I've grown as a songwriter, certainly. But that's not always what it's about. You know, sometimes it's about the emotional response that you get. And I'm working on another song right now that I'll actually be debuting in a week here on the Finish Line 2020 stream series. But you know, that song will hopefully have a similar response. It certainly seems like that as I'm writing it now. I'm currently in Hell Week on it because I want to have it done by next Thursday. Maybe re-release on the new record. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not usually the kind of person who does that. I know that some people do it. Some people have done it. I think my friend James Lee Baker, who's here tonight, I think he did it on his not his most recent record, but the record before. I should mention, by the way, I do highly recommend listening to James Lee Baker's music. He just released a new record called 100 Summers. It's one of the best new records of the year, I think. And every single song on that is absolutely remarkable. So I encourage you to go check him out. But in the meantime, I'm going to do 2 more songs for you, then I'm going to close up shop. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And this is the song that I named the live streaming series off of. This is called The Finish Line. This was also just released as a single. You can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, etc., if you're interested in it. Money gives the orders high, officials blind and pockets lined. They either don't see or they just don't care. Everybody knows their names. They run the race on that alone. The light turns green and they're halfway there. They pick the winner, 'cause nobody else really matters here. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race we're here to run. Beyond the tape that we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. once the celebration ends, the trophy's handed to the strong. Litter lines the decrepit streets, but that is where the work begins. Heroes work behind the scenes. Sweepers line as the cameras flee. Don't give the trouble of saying we don't really matter here. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race we're here to run. Beyond the tape, then we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. Our gears begin to grind just past the finish line. We are the cleaners, the drivers, street sweepers who clean up the guns. We are the rebels, the fighters, crusaders and fathers and mothers, daughters and sons. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race we're here to run. Beyond the tape, then we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. Our gears begin to grind just past the finish line. Yeah, yeah, just past the finish line. All right, thanks again. Well, we went through almost the entire show without having dropped frame issues, and now here we are with the last tune, and we got them now. But that's okay. As long as you guys can still hear me, I think we'll be okay. So thanks very much for joining me tonight. I'm going to do this one more song for you and close up for the night. We've already run a little late tonight. I usually try to keep these an hour, but last couple have been going on for a lot longer than that. So, hey, more music for you guys. I have been fun, and I've had fun doing these despite all the technical glitches that come with this. Come with doing this kind of stuff, but it's been okay. It's been good. We've been doing good for these kinds of things. Losing you now. I hope you don't mean audio. But nonetheless, if you can still hear me, I will play this last song for you. This is how you say goodbye. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on this green plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded. No room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating. Cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes in a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy seal. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. The fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed, perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I'm struck how way more times you can fit in this old room. But as I turn to leave, I find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight. Swing on the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I say goodbye. All right, thank you guys very much for tuning in. It's great to have you all here. I had a lot of fun tonight. And the next live stream I'm going to be doing is going to be on Sunday, but that's not going to be a music live stream. That's going to be an art live stream. And I'm doing that so that I can get back to doing artwork again, and because I haven't done it in a while. I've been mostly focused on performing and songwriting, but I do enjoy doing art though. So I'll be doing that again for the next live stream. Mrs. D, sure great to hear from you, from Ronnie Needle from Bohemian Rhapsody. I'd love to hear your version of it. Thanks for a great time. Well, thanks very much for tuning in, Mrs. D. And no, we will not be doing Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is one of those untouchable tunes. Is one of those untouchable tunes that you only cover when you have complete and utter confidence in yourself as a performer. Either Ronnie or I are at that point in our careers. Besides, Bohemian Rhapsody is an extremely hard song to play. I've learned bits and pieces of it on the piano, but I cannot play the whole thing, and I don't think I ever will be able to. So I apologize for that one. But we will be back here on Sunday for the art stream. The next concert stream that I'll be doing is going to be next Wednesday, and that'll be episode 18 of The Finish Line. And then the following day, November 19th, is when I'll be debuting the brand new song. And so I hope you can join me for that. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and I will see you again soon. Peace and love, you guys.